Hi, good afternoon. Just wanted to begin with introducing the name of our group members. We have Edwin, Nicole, myself, Mona Lisa, and we were also assigned to work with Gabriel. And our team came up with Immortals, which was something that Edwin had recommended and wanted to do as part of our group project. And again, this is from Arizona State University, spring of 2021. And we all survived the pandemic so far. So it was difficult for us to do in-person meetings, and with everybody's various different schedules, it was also very challenging to meet over the phone or via Skype or via Zoom. So we did our best and tried to come together, and Edwin was able to actually divvy up some of the work so that we could all be able to coordinate. I was able to come up with the PowerPoint presentation shell so that we had a basis or a baseline where to begin. And I will also be covering the background of the film and the film director. And let's start with the first slide. And thank you for joining us. So the background on the film. So Tarsem was a director, and he had a vision. And his vision, the way he looked at this film was he wanted something unique, something different, something that would capture his audience. Some of the things that I found were different, that were very unique. The film did have different colors and composition, and this was again due to the director Tarsem's vision of what he wanted to produce in his film. He also wanted to create his vision the way the story was told. He wanted to create his own sort of mythology in a way, I guess you could say. And one example is, the way they, in the interview, the way they compared it was looking at the way the Renaissance redesigned the Greeks. There was magic in the film that I hadn't seen done in other epics that we've had, especially this semester or this term. Again, this was a film from 2011. They had more access to different equipment, colors, 3D, things like that. And he really, really did a great job utilizing those modern assets that he had to create his vision in this film. The film was created and he wanted it to be stunning, something beautiful, breathtaking, amazing, and also scary too. He did mention that. Along the lines, Tarsem was advised to stay closer to the Greek mythology. And that was more or less to have a bigger audience, to capture a bigger audience as in order for this film to become successful. He started with the theme, if the gods exist, why is the world as miserable as it is? And I thought that was very interesting if you think about it. If gods exist, then why is this world a miserable place? And he wanted to touch on that. And he did a great job throughout his film with that theme. He enjoyed having the 3D. Again, it wasn't really something that was easy to do. It did take a lot of time. And he said, because he had the luxury of time, he was able to have it and to utilize it in this film. Something interesting that I did find was that he wrote the script around his main character. And Henry Cavill, the actor for it, was the one who inspired him. And according to his own words in his interview, he stated, yeah, I found the right guy and I just knew it. And he had like one little scene that he had Henry Cavill first do. And that scene never even came out in the movie. However, he knew the fit was right. He had his guy, according to him. And it did take a year and a few months. Another thing to note that was very interesting was that Henry Cavill really enjoyed working with Tarsem as a director and his professionalism and his vision. So he also said he stood along for that long of a period of time because of the relationship that he had with the director and that he really wanted to see this film through. So he definitely was very loyal to Tarsem. Now, the filmmaker's background. Tarsem Singh Dwandar is his name, and he was born 26th of May, 1961. He is an Indian director, and you can see his photo here with his significant other. It looks like he's at an awards show or some maybe a pre-screening of Immortals. He worked on films, he's worked on videos, and he's worked on various commercials. Some of the highlighted ones that I have down here is that he directed The Cell in the year 2000, The Fall in the year 2006. He was the screenwriter and the producer for Immortals 2011, Mirror Mirror 2012, and Selfless 2015. So that was a lot of interesting movies that he's directed. So a lot of experience. And let's talk a little bit about the filmmaker's background continued. We're going to talk about his main character that inspired him, that he chose, that he wrote this film around this character. Now, Henry Cavill was that character, and the film again was created around him, or his character, I should say. The character he played was named Theseus. And Theseus is a mortal man that was selected by the god Zeus to lead his men in a fight against a ruthless king. The king's name was Hyperion. Now, Hyperion, the king, was traveling throughout Greece to find a weapon that would end all humanity. In the beginning of the film, the director chose the actor first feeling that it was right. Again, I mentioned that earlier. And again, it was created based off Greece. And the reason was because they wanted to target a larger audience, which was very interesting because I believe in countrywide, they made about $32 million. And then outside of the country, they made over $30 million from what I read. In total worldwide was 68 million, if I recall correctly. And so was very successful. He did also sign rights over, I believe, internationally. And let's see, the director felt that this character was just right and just what he needed to create his amazing film. The reason why I put that there, again, the third time, was to recognize that he had that gut feeling and he followed that gut feeling. And because of that gut feeling, Immortals was very successful and his work was very successful. Now I'll turn it over to my counterpart to continue on with his portion of the presentation. And thank you for your time.